This video will cover adding tax classes. We're going to cover the default tax classes in Control, setting the default tax class, setting the tax rates for each class, and finally creating new tax classes. A tax class is a label that we assign in Control to companies that define what taxes that customer is liable for. Let's take a look at the tax classes that are set up in Control. We're going to get there by going to Setup, Accounting Setup, Tax Classes. There are 4 tax classes in the system: My Location, Nonprofit, Out of State, and Reseller. If I look in my chart of accounts in my sales tax liabilities, I see that Control has by default 3 tax liabilities set up: my state tax payable, my county tax payable, and a national sales tax account. If I look at my state tax payable, I'll see that it's set, for this example, at a rate of 6%. This rate of 6% is set to affect the My Location tax class. Also, we have a My County tax payable. Its rate is set at 1.75%, and it is also set up to affect the My Location tax class. Going back to my tax classes, if I select My Location, I'm going to edit this so it'll be easier to read. It states that it includes the selected tax accounts: the My State tax payable at 6% and My County tax payable at 1.75%, given a combined tax rate of 7.75%. Nonprofits are normally tax exempt, as it shows here, and notice that neither of the tax liabilities below apply to this tax class. Out of state and reseller are normally the same. And also remember that any tax class can have any combination of tax liabilities assigned to it. If we look at our tax classes, we'll see that the icons are all the same except the first one. And the reason for that is that the My Location tax class is the one that is set as default. To set a tax class as default, you simply highlight that class and set as default. And now you see that the reseller has the default icon next to it. Now, what occurs when a tax class is set as default is that when a new company is created, the default tax class selected will be the one that we've set in the tax class setup, in this case reseller. I'm going to set the My Location tax class back as the default. Now, you may have a situation where you will have to add a new tax class to the system. To do so, we're going to come over to the New button, select it, and add our new class. Let's assume that it's a neighboring county. We'll call it Jackson County. And let's save it. Now, you may have a need to create a tax account for Jackson County. So coming back into our chart of accounts, sales tax liabilities, let's add a new liability. And we're going to call it Jackson County. And we'll set the tax rate at 1.5%. And down below, when asked, included in the selected tax classes, I only want this 1.5% to apply to my customers in Jackson County. And let's save it. Going back to my tax classes, if I look at Jackson County, I now see that it includes the selected tax accounts of just Jackson County for its combined rate of 1.5%. Therefore, any new company or existing company created, which we assign the Jackson County tax class to, will be taxed at a rate of 1.5%. Tax classes can be edited and added to in Setup, Accounting Setup, tax classes. Remember that the default class will apply to all new companies. Tax accounts and liabilities are set up in the chart of accounts located in Accounting Setup, and you should now be able to go set up your tax classes.